justified revenge. He lied to her. He deceived her. He humiliated her on her wedding night. One talk show guest argued, "Lisa lost control, yes, but can you blame her?" Others saw it differently. "Violence is never the answer," a legal analyst stated firmly. She could have left. She could have walked away. Instead, she chose to commit a crime that will affect Jayden for the rest of his life. Debates raged online. "If I was Lisa, I would have done the same thing. She belongs in prison. What she did was sick. Jayden destroyed her trust, but she destroyed him." This is what happens when you play with people's hearts. The trial date was set. The world held its breath. Would Lisa be found guilty? Or would a jury see her as a woman who simply snapped in a moment of unbearable betrayal? One thing was certain: no one would ever forget what happened on that wedding night. By the time Lisa's trial officially began, the media frenzy had reached a boiling point. Outside the courthouse, crowds gathered, some holding signs demanding justice for Jayden, others supporting Lisa as a victim of deep betrayal. Inside, the atmosphere was thick with tension. Lisa, dressed in a fitted gray suit, her hair neatly pulled back, sat motionless as the trial began. She showed no emotion as prosecutors described that bloody night in gruesome detail. But the case wasn't as simple as it seemed. The defense came prepared, and what they revealed in court changed everything. Lisa's legal team argued that this wasn't just a crime of passion. This was a woman who had been manipulated, lied to, gaslit. A woman who had already endured deep emotional wounds before her wedding night. Her lawyer, Camille Brooks, a sharp-witted defense attorney known for turning high-profile cases on their heads, wasted no time shifting the focus. "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury," she began, stepping toward them with measured grace. "This case is not just about an act of violence. This is about betrayal. A betrayal so deep, so cruel, that it shattered a woman's reality in a single moment." And then she dropped a bombshell. Lisa had been seeing a therapist months before the wedding. Lisa had confided in close friends about something being off with Jayden. He was distant, secretive. She had found messages between him and Tyrone, coded, cryptic, but she convinced herself they meant nothing. Her therapist testified that Lisa had expressed deep-rooted fears about being lied to, fears stemming from her past relationships, all of which had ended in betrayal. And on her wedding night, her worst nightmare became real. It wasn't just the cheating, it was how it happened. Her new husband on his knees for his best man. On their wedding night, the trauma, the emotional distress, the pure psychological shock of it all. Enough, her lawyer argued, to send any woman into a state of temporary insanity. But the prosecution wasn't letting Lisa off the hook that easily. Temporary insanity? The lead prosecutor, Andrew Fulton, scoffed. No. This was premeditated retaliation. He painted Lisa as cold, methodical, someone who had walked out of that hotel room, retrieved a knife, and chose to return with one goal: revenge. She had time to cool down. She had time to think. But she didn't stop. The courtroom was silent. And then another twist: the forensic evidence. Lisa's defense had claimed that she acted purely in the heat of the moment. But medical examiners revealed something chilling. The angle and precision of the wound suggested an intent to mutilate. She hadn't just lashed out. She had been precise. The trial stretched on for weeks. The jury deliberated for 3 days. And finally, the verdict: guilty. Lisa was convicted of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. But then another shock. The judge, a seasoned veteran of high-profile criminal cases, saw Lisa's act not as cold-blooded malice, but as an explosive reaction to an extreme emotional trauma. Instead of handing down the 15-year sentence the prosecution demanded, he made a controversial decision. Lisa was sentenced to 5 years in prison with eligibility for parole in 2 years. Gasps filled the courtroom. Some were outraged. Others were relieved. Lisa simply nodded. She had expected worse. She was led out of the courtroom in handcuffs. And behind her, Jayden watched, his expression unreadable. Jayden's life would never be the same. The physical damage was permanent. The psychological damage even worse. He tried to disappear from the public eye, but the case followed him everywhere. No one forgot what happened to him. Late-night talk shows cracked crude jokes at his expense. Social media was ruthless. Some mocked him, some pitied him, but no one let it go. Tyrone, he vanished. No statements, no interviews. Some speculated he moved out of the country. Others believed he changed his identity altogether. But Jaden, he had to live with it. He tried to forgive Lisa, tried to understand her rage, her pain, the betrayal she felt. But every time he looked down at the reminder of what she had done, forgiveness felt impossible. Lisa, meanwhile, served her time quietly. She didn't speak to the press. She refused book deals, movie offers. And when she was released on parole just 3 years later, she disappeared from the public eye. Some say she moved to another state, started a new life. Others claim she still wears her wedding ring. No one really knows. But what everyone does know, June 17, 2023, was supposed to be the happiest night of Lisa's life. Instead, it became the night she lost everything. So now, after everything, the lies, the betrayal, the crime, the trial, we're left with one lingering question. Did Lisa take justice into her own hands, or did she go too far? Some say she was a woman pushed past her breaking point, reacting in the heat of the moment to a gut-wrenching discovery. Others argue that no amount of betrayal justifies what she did, that her actions were fueled by revenge, not temporary insanity. And then there's Jaden, a man who not only lost his marriage that night, but a part of himself that he can never get back. Justice was served in the eyes of the law, but was it enough? Or was it too much? The truth is, no one really knows what they would do in a moment like that. But what about you? If you were in Lisa's shoes, how would you have reacted? Would you have walked away, confronted him? Or do you think she was justified? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And if you found this case shocking, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new true crime story. Because in this world, sometimes the truth is more unbelievable than fiction. I'll see you in the next one.